Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to my video. We're changing up the radiator and condenser fan for a 2010 Highlander hybrid. It's a hybrid. So my fan went out on me over the summer. Like around the end of August, and it was a very, very, very hot summer. So I had ordered a fan from eBay, and and it was not the correct fan for the car. So I got everything out, was about to put it in, and realized that it was the wrong fan. So I had to put everything back together. I needed a fan because the fan actually broke off. The fan actually broke off. I could hear the fan wobbling. That was the problem. I mean, thinking about it now, I probably could have just tightened the nut or whatever. No, I couldn't have, because the bearings broke off. The bearings, and one of the bearings broke off one fan, and then I kept on driving it, and then the other bearing broke off the other fan, and that was the situation. And I waited a week for the fan to come. Thought I just simple procedure, put it in, but that was an issue because the fan that they sent me was a whole entirely different fan. So I had to return that, but I needed a fan ASAP. So I called AutoZone up. They told me they had it, drove it, picked it up, and when I went there and asked for it, they told me they didn't have a hybrid. They just had a regular Highlander V6 fan. And I'm thinking to myself, what's the difference? Like, what's the difference? All right, so I paid $200 for it. And when I installed it, I realized that the plugs were different. But it wasn't just the plugs that were different, the motors were different. These seem to have like bigger motors. They seem to have bigger motors, but the plugs were different. So what I did was I had to, I cut it. I could have returned it and waited, to get another fan from eBay. I cut it and put the plug that fit on the fan that I got from AutoZone. But the problem with that is when I put everything back together, started the car, I noticed that the engine was constantly on. This is a hybrid. The engine was constantly on, and I couldn't figure out what the issue was. But cut to, because I was doing a lot of different mods to this car. I was putting sound deadener on the side, on the wheel well. I was putting sound deadener on underneath the engine, and I noticed that it was actually pretty hot too. On top of that, the engine area. So I was like, maybe it's the sound deadener. Took the sound deadener out, took all that, changed all that up, and I still had an issue. But I noticed that both fans were on all the time. Both fans were on all the time. So I was like, okay, all right, I'm gonna change up the fans. I'm gonna change up the fans to the one that is specific for this vehicle. It's not exactly OEM, but it's specific for this vehicle. If you guys ever get into this situation where you guys have a fan issue, and then you guys should probably like try to match it up as much as possible. Because then you run into this situation where you take stuff apart and then gotta put things back together, and then call AutoZone and they don't have the exact correct part for it. So I'm back replacing the fan that is correct for this vehicle, and I'm fine with that because I did get August, September, October, November. I mean, I did get close to 3 months off of it, which I'm fine with. At this point, I'm okay with. I mean, would I rather not lose $200 on a fan? Yes, I would rather not lose $200 on a fan. But seeing as how it was a very, very, very hot summer, and there's no way that I was going to wait a week, because it was creating a loud noise. Every time the fan came on, create loud noise. Every time the radiator fan came on, it got louder. So So basically that's what I'm trying to do right now. If you guys are in this situation, this is not really a hard thing to do as far as replacing the fan is concerned. There are no bolts, and the good thing is it's slotted in, so there's no bolts that you got to get under, pain in the butt to get under to take the bolts out, to take the fan out. There's 2 bolts right here, right here. You got to take this off, all right, clamp it or whatever. Take all these bolts off, take this off, take the reservoir off. There's 2 bolts here, and take the 2 bolts off, because what you're going to do is you're going to have to move this. You're going to have to move the radiator a little bit out so that you get enough space to actually be able to take the fan out. All right, it's a little bit of a tight fit, and also on top of that, just know that a lot of these the wiring, the fan wiring is you're gonna have to unhook a lot of wiring. Just look at where the wiring is. Unhook a lot of these wirings. Once you unhook that, and then you take the switches off to the heat sink. This is a heat sink, but this is supposed to be some kind of fan. I don't know exactly where it is. They do sell on eBay for like 45 bucks or something like that. I'm probably gonna replace that too. And once you take all that off, it's a pretty simple setup as far as taking this down, putting this back in. But I don't know if I'm going to show you guys while I'm doing it, because I'm running a bit late. It's about 3 something right now. It's going to get dark in about a couple hours, so I'm probably just going to do this as fast as I can and then get out of here. But just want to give you guys like an outlook of what you're doing as far as taking the fan off. Not really the most difficult thing to do. But you guys have any comments on this? Any comments, leave a comment in the comment section. Please subscribe. Please give me a thumbs up if you guys have a thumbs up. I don't know if I'm going to end up doing a video on me actually taking the screws and all that stuff off. I mean, it's pretty much rudimentary if you guys worked on cars before. Not the most difficult deals, but the most obvious thing, if you guys are doing this job, is probably you're wondering whether you need to jack the car up or go under the car to get bolts from the bottom. If you guys have done fan jobs before, you know that some of these fans are bolted on to the bottom. This one for 2010 hybrid does not have that. It's just slotted in. So that's probably the most important thing you guys would probably need to know as far as that's concerned. All right, guys, take care.